Hey guys, this is Deep Cut. We are back for another part of Viking Conquest. If you remember last time, if we can catch up with him, son of a bitch, we were going to King Horik. Where are you? Wait. Oh, I don't know why I didn't read that. I was stupid. Nothing there. Oh! And 150 or more renowned, I got that. 5 or more relationship. Okay. And you? Ugh, you don't like me. You seem to, I'm not sure why. Wait, recent messages. Let's have a look. No, it doesn't say it there. Okay, whatever. We are going to be talking to King Horik. I think I'm ready to go to the assembly. I see. Everything's in the hands of the gods. The assembly lasts several days. I recommend you take advantage of these days to gain popularity and reputation with the people of this country. I'll send a messenger as soon as your presence is required. Be ready. Okay. So, several days. What am I going to do? Ooh, a messenger approaches you, beating his horse. He stops in front of you, takes a breath and shouts, "My king, Horik of Denmark, invites you to the assembly being held near Ribby. Since it is going to be about your complaint with Sven Bornek and Sigurd Ragnarson, you must go soon or the judgment of the assembly will go against you." The messenger kicks off his rights. Huh? Dude, come on. Ragnar. Right, okay, so manage the garrison. Ha. I'll take my freeholders just in case there's a battle here. Right, here we go. In a setting reminiscent of times past, where men lifted huge rocks of to venerate their dead or glorify their gods, meet the assembly. As you approach, you hear more clearly hundreds of voices distinguish the tents and smell the food from the merchant stands. The assembly, or the thing, is not just a meeting where issues are discussed and judgments are made, but also an event where people around go to exchange news or sell their products. Okay, so oh, that's a little bit flashy. I don't know what that is. I don't know if that's because of something I've done, an option or something, I'm not sure. Is it over? Oh, bloody hell, why is it all shining? It's like rocks or something. Ah, Lord, you must hurry to join the king. Follow me. Sigurd shouts, "I have more than 800 men ready to go to England." Or England. Oh shit. King Horik yells, "Sigurd, we don't prevent the embarking of..." Sven Bornek shouts, "These men will embark when they have proper leader. Guthrum was not..." That pisses me off. Is there... There's not, is there? No. Oh, bugger. Alright, hail Ranulf Elfenheim. He looks worried. "Why have you been so long in coming? Sigurd Ragnarson is looking strong." I had yourself some issues, but still I arrived on time. I came as soon as I got your message. Maybe it was your messenger who's delayed. No matter, I think they are also awaiting your arrival, which means that that maybe I should not have sent for you. I suspect they have some ploy to launch. Sigurd Ragnarsson has complained of 800 men who cannot board because I will not let him lead them. That much is true, because I propose that Guthrum lead them. The problem is that Guthrum some days ago suffered the misfortune to have been killed on his farm. They accused outlaws and criminals of burning down his house whilst he was hosting a feast inside. I think that it was Sven Bolnek, the prow man of Sigurd's herd, who did it. But I have no evidence or witnesses. Everything and everyone was burned with the house. So the situation is quite serious. Since Guthrum's dead, Sigurd is pushing hard to gain control of the 800 men, and I fear he wishes to use them to take my throne. Guthrum's dead, but we're not. Trust me, I'll help you get out of this. I'm not sure. Your appearance in Denmark has benefited me in some ways, but in others not so much. Harold seems tense. Oh, you like me? Oh, that's the king. Oh, that's not who I think. It seems tense. His features hardened and eyes watchful. He protects his lord as close as his shadow. Greetings, Ranulf Elfenheim. Sven Bolnek has permission to speak to the assembly now. Let's see what the rat has to say. Silence. Let's see what Snake has to say. Sven Bolnek, here we go. Sven Bolnek appears to be a determined man, confident and seemingly a born leader. Sorry about that, just need a drink. He is tall and strong and possesses a strong voice. At long last you see him face to face. He looks just as your mind remembers him as he attacked the wooden wreck and kidnapped your mother. Finally, right before you is the man who has so damaged you. Men of Denmark, you know me. When I was little more than a child, I was with Ragnar when he sacked Francia with 120 ships and more than 4,000 men, an adventure that the skalds still relate. I am the man who led 400 Vikings in the West Seaks, the strongest kingdom in England, to obtain great fame and wealth. So men fear me across Frisi, England and Francia, but rightfully respect me and love me here in Denmark. I had a brother, Olvir, white hair, a better man than me, a man of honour, loved by the gods in the premiere of his life, but he was murdered, and his murder is protected by the king. I have never demanded anything of the assembly, but now I call for justice. It is right that his murderer be here among us, or that a king protect his evil. Oh, is it right? My bad. In this land shall murderers be allowed to go unpunished. Sven Bolnek has tears in his eyes and points with an accusing finger at you. Eagle whispers, "It's what we expected. They used you to attack King Horak and undermine his authority." Asbjorn. One judge near the big rock looks first at Sven and Jarl Sigurd, then at you and King Horak. Then he speaks. "Everyone knows your worth, Sven Bolnek, and the feats you have done in your past, but your word seems to indicate that a king could support a murderer. This charge is very grave. The assembly shall now listen to King Horak's response." Sven insults me. I have never protected nor will ever protect a murderer. If that was what I was doing, it would be in ignorance. Ranulf Elfenheim came to me for protection as a free man, and I gave it to him after he proved his worth. The story he told me about the death of Olvir Whitehair is quite different. Now it is time for the accused to speak on this matter. Okay, gotta be smart. You decide to appeal to the crowd's sympathy by mentioning your mother's kidnap. You think it better to describe events without mentioning your mother. There we go. My name is Ranulf Elfenheim, and I'm no murderer. Oliver's death was self-defense. My mother was kidnapped by Sven Bolnek, and Sigurd Ragnarsson had promised to give her back to me at Ulf's farm. Instead, he sent Olvir Whitehair to kill me. Although Olvir Whitehair fought hard during the battle, he was wounded and died. Judges nodded at the words. This makes the situation more complicated. Okay. His mother was bounty from the oh my god. His mother was bounty from off the shores of Frissy. When I was raiding, I attacked a ship called the Wooden Rig. She was my slave, as was my right, but I found that she is a Sidir. Now she advises me as my wife. Sven Bolnek smiles. What? We heard both parties. It is time to call the witnesses. Egil comes forth before the judges. I am Egil. Or Egil. You all know me here, and may the gods damn me if I lie. I was at Ulf's farm when Olvir Whitehair came. My father, King Horik, is always concerned about what happens in this land. He compelled me to travel with Ranulf Elfenheim. Olvir Whitehair came with many men. I swear it was he who started the fight. Olvir died a good death, but he was the one who caused the melee in the Ranulf Elfenheim isn't guilty of murder. The judges make sure situation improve. The judges confer amongst themselves for a moment, and then the spokesman speaks. Blah. We have heard from a witness. Thank you, Egil. Sven Bolnek, do you have any witnesses? Judges shake their head, make the situation improve before your eyes. I had an important witness, Ulf Thorensson, but he has not come to the assembly. Another man told me how my brother was killed, but he will not testify in this case. We would like to hear from the Jarls in attendance. What are your opinions? In my opinion, he is guilty. Ranulf is guilty of murdering Olvir Whitehair. Jesus Christ. In my opinion, guilty. Shit! Are we being serious? The judges confer amongst themselves for a long time, and then the spokesman speaks. Involving the wisdom of Odin, we are ready to give a verdict. I, Sigurd, son of Ragnar Lodbrok, ask permission to speak, because in this case is nothing more than a branch of a big tree, and a branch may hide the real problem. Speak then, Jarl Sigurd, son of Ragnar, whose memory we all cherish, and who awaits us among the hosts of the gods preparing for Ragnarok. Sigurd steps forwards, attracting everyone's attention. He is a respected and feared man, and the shadow left by his father is still long. When my father was alive, this assembly of free men would not have had much consideration for a bandit who had killed a good man like Olvir Whitehair. But times have changed, or rather some men have caused that change. And now this assembly is but a toy in the hands of a king. That man, Ranulf Elfenheim, is only a pawn of larger forces. While Sigurd continues his speech, Harold approaches King Horik, his face tense and his voice soft. My king, Sigurd's snake in the eye is not here to deal with Ranulf Elfenheim. He wants you. He wants the throne, as we feared. Egil moves his hands nervously, his forehead beaded with sweat. Sorry, I was thinking bearded. Father, we should cut short Sigurd's speech. Ranulf Elfenheim must admit his guilt and be punished by the assembly. To end this ploy now, he must be sacrificed, or you may lose your throne. Sigurd Snake in the Eye is a shrewd man. He would not openly attack you in the assembly if he did not have the upper hand. Eagle down, traitorous rat, I will not admit. If this is what you need to do, I will say I am guilty to save the kingdom. Do not rush the actions to action, King Horik. Sigurd has nothing. Attila is dead. Do not listen to Eagle, who speaks from the heart, not with the head. I will be wise in this position. You speak wisely. Oh, increased, okay. You speak wisely. I approve and agree with your words. We must not do anything that would cost us the respect of the assembly. The balance of power is delicate, and here the Jarls are very important. We need to see what Sigurd has against us. Sigurd's face seems impenetrable. Even the movements of his body are fully controlled, even as he releases a speech that is able to dethrone a king. Sven had a witness, Ulf Thornson, who would have agreed that Ulfr was murdered, but King Horik sent Ranulf Elfenheim to Ulf's farm, and Sven lost his best witness. I had another man, Atli Eriksson, very faithful and dear to me, to whom I entrusted the mission of protecting something important to me for this assembly. But King Horik sent Ranulf Elfenheim to kill him. Everyone starts talking at the words of Sigurd. A lot of tension fills the air. Finally the judges ask for claim. King Horik's face is livid. Sigurd Ragnarsson, you talk a lot, insult and offend my honour, but you lack evidence or witnesses. This will not end well for you. Let him finish. All of us here want to know what is happening. Oh, sorry. I just defended my honour. Yes, he has the right to and permission to speak. If he proves what he speaks of, it may be time to change the kingship. King Horik is a good king. You'd better be able to prove this, Sigurd. Everything we come in will come in time, but first I want to continue with my assertion that the problem is much bigger than we think. 800 Vikings are ready to embark to England in aid of my brothers. We could have been talking about more than 1,200 men for the Jarl of Kenema. Really? Kenema. For the Jarl of Kenema promised me more than 400, but King Horik sent Ranulf Elfenheim to Frisi to sabotage this treaty. As if that were not enough, the king then proposed that Guthrum lead these men, when I was the one that made all the effort to gather them and get the boats and provisions. Sigurd Ragnarsson, your accusation is very serious. Do you have any evidence or witnesses who can confirm what you say? Yes, there is a man who has travelled with Ranulf Elfenheim all that time, who is among us right now, willing to testify at this assembly. His name is Reginhard, and he is a servant of the Jarl of Kenema. Reginhard approached. Do you confirm that the words of Sigurd Ragnarsson are true? Reginhard seems uncomfortable when all eyes turn to him. He especially tries to avoid your eyes. Well, yes, right. I met Ranulf Elfenheim in Frisi when he tried to gain the trust of the Jarl of Kenema by killing Theoden, a person that I loved. Then he betrayed the Jarl of Kenema and came to Denmark, where he has pursued Sven Bolnek and Sigurd Ragnarsson, as he hates them as enemies. So Ulfr and Atli were killed, and he allied with King Horik. I swear this is the truth. Aegis suffers a nervous attack and shouts, Reginhard, why? Reginhard looks down and speaks quietly. My quarrel is not with you, Eagle. Theoden was like a brother to me, and Ranulf Elfenheim lied to me in order to take him and kill him. Lied to me in order to take him, and kill him. Okay, I see what. Right, in order to take him to me, whatever. I won Ranulf Elfenheim's trust and promised that one day I would avenge Theoden's death, and that day has come. I just want to be happy, have a farm, wife, and children, but Ranulf Elfenheim brings only misfortune. Wherever he goes, I need to feel protected, and Sigurd has promised me everything that I wished for. Reginhard, you owe me, you know me, you know how I treat traitors. No matter what happens here today, we will meet again. Wherever you may hide from now on, I will find you and kill you. As you said once, God, while fate always goes as she must. I'm not going to do that one because they may look down on that being sort of like fiery, you know. I think. Oh, screw it, whatever. Yeah, you hate me now. I do not think so. We will never see one another again. I'll have my farm, my wife, and the protection of a Jarl. You'll be dead or an outlaw. King Horik, Sigurd Ragnarson has made very suspicious allegations supported by a witness. What do you say in your defence? King Horik clears his throat. I do not know this man named Reginhard. I suspect he is a liar brought by Sigurd, as he seems to have some sort of dispute with Ranulf Elfenheim. At any rate, his testimony is not against me, but against Ranulf Elfenheim, since in no way has he mentioned me or shown that I have helped Ranulf Elfenheim in any misdeed. If this is all that Sigurd Ragnarson has against me, I ask the assembly for compensation for the insult to my honour. For a few seconds, Sigurd loses composure. The gods know that you were eliminating my evidence and witnesses when you sent your dog after Atli Eriksson and Ulf Thorarsson. But this man was with Ranulf Elfenheim and saw everything, and he can testify that you were involved. I say Reginhard is a liar, blinded by hatred for me. His words... It's his word against mine. First of all, Reginhard's first matter was Theoden, not the master was Theoden. This man tells the truth. Everything happened as he described. I'm going to try some persuasion. Okay. That helped. Reginhard betrayed his first master, Theoden, as now he betrays me. Would any man keep a known enemy in his herd? This man was just demonstrated that he cannot be trusted. Now this is a very delicate matter that may affect the stability of the kingdom. The judges shall retire to deliberate for a moment. You watch as the judges get behind the big rock before entering a heated discussion. All around you, everyone engages in energetic conversation. Some Jarls supporting King Horik, other Jarl Sigurd Ragnarson. This assembly may either be the solution to civil war or the trigger to start one. Everything depends on the judge's decision. You realize that no one approaches you, everyone avoids you like the plague. You are aware also that nobody gave you the opportunity to present your case of the abduction of your mother. You feel you have not been more than a piece in a game of Talf between the powerful men of Denmark. The judges are slow to come to a decision. You're not sure how much time has passed, but it seems it takes them very long. Many men around you have decided to sit on the ground, and there are even merchants distributing food and mead. Reginhard remains in the same spot, silent and without moving a muscle, as if carved in granite. Eagle doesn't look at you either. He's among the men around King Horik, advising and encouraging him. Finally the judges return from behind the large rock. Oh God. Odin, I'm not going to say those because I can't say them. Father of gods and the Scandlings we elected by our peers, call upon your wisdom to guide our words. May our judgment reach your ears, and may those who do not comply with it be punished by hell. We have decided the following. In the case of the death of Olvir Whitehair, Sven Bulnek shall receive 4,800 pennings. Can you pay this? No, this is outrageous. 4,800 pennings for the life of my brother. This should be paid in blood. Sigurd Ragnarsson pushes Sven back and takes the floor. Sven Bulnek accepts the decision of the assembly. I have the money? Yes, I do. Then the assembly accepts the money and gives it to Sven Bulnek. The price for split blood has been satisfied. Before gods and men, the quarrel has ended between these two men. Odin, Thor and Frey have heard what is here decided. May they punish any who do not fulfill their oaths. Regarding the case of the witness called Reginhard, who has been accused of lying, the gods must decide his culpability, as the accusation is grave. This assembly has decided that Ranulf Elfenheim and Reginhard will engage in a homage, a duel to the death on the island called Short within 6 days. 2 will go, but only one return. If one of them fails to show up, he will be declared coward, less than a man, and this will be told by scalds and messengers to all men in Denmark and abroad. I accept the decision. Of the assembly too. I'm no liar, but I regret having been a traitor. I'm very sorry, Ranulf. Well, this assembly is over. The important men of Denmark will come get you and take you to Short Island to face your opponent. Odin, Thor and Frey have heard what has here been decided. May they punish any who do not fulfill their oaths. This assembly has also decided on the last major issue. The accusation and insults between King Horik and Jarl Sigurd can cause serious damage to Denmark. So this assembly of free men, which is above jarls and kings, and answers only to the gods, has decided that a reconciliation between the two must occur. King Horik will give Jarl Sigurd a position on his council and among his most beloved men. Moreover, King Horik will pay a worldling of 15,000 pennings, Jesus Christ, in compensation for all the efforts made by Sigurd in organising the expedition. He clears his throat. In return, Jarl Sigurd shall remain by King Horik, advising him and not leaving Denmark. Therefore, Jarl Sigurd Ragnarsson must relinquish control over the fleet that shall relieve his brethren. This fleet will be led by 2 other men, Sven Bulnek on the part of Jarl Sigurd, and Haraldsson on the part of King Horik. The fleet will depart for England in a few days without further delay. Jesus Christ, man. This is going to be an extra long episode. It is furthermore our decision that Ranulf Elfenheim shall join... Give me a second. As advisor of Haraldsson as long as the gods give him the victory in the Holmenage. I don't know how to say that. Holmganage? Otherwise, Eagle takes Ranulf Elfenheim's place as heard. One of the others should meet with me in the mead hall of Ruby once the Holmenage is over. Another judge takes the floor. He shifts gaze from one party to the next until his eyes rest on you. The assembly representing the gods and free men of Denmark has spoken. These are the two parties, right? King Horik, Jarl Sigurd. I accept the judgment of the assembly. I will fulfill my part as has been decreed. I swear that I will uphold and enforce it. King Horik quickly accepts more control over the situation, over the actions of of Jarl Sigurd. Sigurd Ragnarson shows no sign of either satisfaction or dissatisfaction. I also accept the decision of the assembly. I swear that I will uphold and enforce it. Odin, Thor and Frey have heard what has been decided here. May they punish anyone who do not fulfill their oaths. This assembly has ended. Everyone may leave now. Jesus. In a setting reminiscent. Oh, okay. We've read that one already. Okay. Declaration of war. The Kingdom of West Sussex declared war against Kingdom of Northumbria. Blacksmiths have stopped manufacturing ploughs to forge swords, spears. War has been declared. Mercy against Northumbria as well. Okay, so I'm ending this episode here. It is like 10 minutes extra long. That's why I'm ending it here, but I wanted that all in one part. So in the next part we're going to be going and fighting Reginhard and possibly going to England. I hope you've enjoyed. See you next time.